What's going on, my nerd army guys? It is time for my review of Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so this, before anyone jumps to conclusions, this will be my non-spoiler review. So if you're worried about plot being spoiled or certain big things that do happen, being spoiled, feel free. This will be a non-spoiler review. So basically in this review, I'm just kind of going to talk about the characters and what I thought about the movie as a whole. Give you my real opinion on what I enjoyed about it and how it made me feel. So, I mean, let's start it off with the main character in this movie. So this is Rey. Now Rey is played by Daisy Ridley. She's actually amazing in this movie. It's like, to be honest, she has one of the best story arcs for an individual character that I've seen in years. She just, from start to finish, when we first meet her, to where she ends at the end of the movie, she is just phenomenal, and she kills it the entire time. I was concerned for her character. I felt like, holy crap, and then I felt like, oh, I love this character. I can't wait to see what they do with her. So, I mean, she blew it out of the water. I really, really enjoyed her. Not saying that any of the other people didn't, but this movie was Daisy Ridley's starring role. This was her movie. I mean, you can look on the posters. The poster had her biggest right in the center. So, yes, this really is her movie. It's really about her mostly. Yes, it does tie with other characters, but she just did great. She was an amazing character. I can't wait to see what the future holds for her. But definitely was just an amazing character. Next one we're going to talk about is Finn. So, as we all know from like promotional trailers and stuff, he is a stormtrooper from the First Order that defects from the First Order, leaves the First Order, and eventually joins up with like the rebels. So, this was awesome. I mean, I really liked the actor. John Boyega just kicked ass as Finn. At first, he was like, I mean, literally the first 15 minutes, the most you get from Finn in that movie is he's just running. They just had him like, here, do like 2 laps and then come start doing this fucking scene. But I mean, that wasn't anything bad. He was literally, you could feel how scared he was. You could feel that this dude was just like terrified. Shit was going through his head that shouldn't be going through as a stormtrooper. But I mean, he did an amazing job. He showed such a range of emotions with this character. Same thing Daisy Ridley did, but Finn was really her supporting character. And from the way most of the trailers that we saw, it really made us think that Finn was like the main character, the badass like Jedi when we see the... Yes, I mean, you thought Finn was the shit. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's not. He's a great, great character. And yes, he does rock that lightsaber, and it's pretty awesome. But he is a great character. I really felt like he was in there for the ride, and parts of it he was being kind of selfish, but he was really in there and dedicated. When he sees Rey getting taken, he freaks out. He just loses it. You see the emotion. You just hear his like voice break, and he's destroyed. He's so pissed. He was just all around a great character. I really, really enjoyed him. I can't wait to see where he goes in the future. Now we're going to talk about my favorite character in this movie, and I really wish we would have had him a little bit more than we did, and that was Poe Dameron. I really thought Poe Dameron was freaking awesome. Every time we see him, I just like, man, this guy's awesome. Okay, you know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of Tom Cruise's Maverick in Top Gun. He really did. He just had that badass, but he's like, he knows he's a badass, and he just knows how much of a badass he really is. And so he wears that shit on his sleeve, and you can just feel the badassery coming off of him. And all of his scenes were freaking awesome. They were so much fun. He's that action-packed character. I really feel that he is like the newer character's version of Han Solo in a way, just because he's just cool. You like him. You think he's a dope little guy. I mean, he's just really, really great character. And Oscar Isaacs killed it. Awesome, awesome guy. And now Oscar Isaacs is a character that a lot of people don't really know, an actor you don't really know. But I mean, me being one of the few people out there in the world that likes the Russell Crowe Robin Hood movie, he was in that movie. If you guys didn't know, yeah, right there. So, I mean, but when I saw that he was getting cast for this and then Apocalypse, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be dope. This guy is going to kill it. So, I really feel that he did it justice. This character, I just loved him. From start to finish, I thought he was cool as hell. And he's one of those guys you want to go hang out with at the bar, man. But, I mean, great character. So, the next one on the list is going to be Kylo Ren. Now, Kylo Ren, I will go into a lot more detail in my spoiler review about him, because there's some really big things about him you guys might want to know. But Kylo Ren just, I mean, with the mask on, with it off, he just portrays so much emotion. And, I mean, he's actually played by Adam Driver, who I really like in that role. He does a good job. He's got a huge fucking nose. I'm not going to lie about that. A huge nose. But I mean, we got promotional art and released art of him as Kylo Ren, so I really liked him in the role. I love the character. Kylo Ren is not quite as good as Vader, and he's kind of untrained, but he's just awesome, and it's just really cool. And he's ruthless. Now, one thing I can tell you, if anything doesn't go Kylo Ren's way, the whole movie, this isn't really a spoiler, but if anything doesn't go his way, he throws a tantrum. He reminds me of like a 10-year-old little kid just throwing shit around. He just throws a tantrum. That's all I'm going to tell you. And every time something doesn't go his way, he throws a tantrum. So you can really feel the immaturity from him, but you can still feel the badassery from this guy, because he's just really cool and a really well portrayed character. Kylo Ren was cool as hell. Now we got Supreme Leader Snoke. He was a cool character, and this is actually the character that Andy Serkis did the motion capture for. So this is one of like 2 major motion capture characters in this movie, but I liked him. He was cool, and I have my theories about him. And I'm actually doing a podcast with my buddy Chainsaw Reacts tonight. We're filming it. It'll probably come out maybe tomorrow, but definitely by Wednesday. I try to get out Tuesday or Wednesday every week. Just depends on everyone's schedule. So we're going to talk a lot about this guy. So make sure you tune in for that. But he was a cool character. We didn't get to see him all that much. But I'm excited to see where his character progression goes. But I'm digging Andy Serkis as him. A lot of people are complaining it's too much CG and you don't really get the mocap kind of feel like you do with like Andy Serkis did in like Planet of the Apes. Yeah, but I still liked him. Now, one character I really wish there was a lot more of in this movie is Captain Phasma. So everyone was talking about Captain Phasma. She's honestly like the coolest looking stormtrooper, and I was stoked on that just because it's all like chromed out and it just looks badass. Captain Phasma is one of these characters we've been seeing toys about her, all this other crazy shit, but she's barely in the movie. And I was really kind of bummed, because as Gwendolyn Christie as Captain Phasma, we didn't really get into the character really all that much. But she is signed up for episode 8, so that's something I'm really looking forward to see more into that character. Right now she kind of feels like the Boba Fett of this new trilogy. So you see her here and there. Everyone thinks she's awesome, but no one knows what the hell she does, because she doesn't do shit. But that's just me. Now, Han Solo, great to see Harrison Ford back on the big screen as Han Solo. And it was just some really great scenes with him. He did it justice, just like we all knew he would. He is Han Solo, guys. But we'll talk a lot about Han Solo in our spoiler review as well. And a lot about all these characters that I'm going to do. So, Han was a great character. It was great to see him back. You get to see him on the Millennium Falcon. Remember that scene we saw in the trailer where he walks in, he's all, I'm home. Yeah, I mean, when that happened, I was just like, oh my god, it's Han Solo. Han Solo. No, guys, but, and Han's furry buddy Chewie's back. So we did get Peter Mayhew back as Chewie, and that was awesome. It's so great to get a lot of these original guys. We also got the original C-3PO, Anthony Daniels, so that was awesome too. Now that we're speaking of droids, though, BB-8 is the shit. I need to get me like some BB-8 art right here on the wall. BB-8 is the shit. Once you got to see this droid, I was like, man, R2-D2 for life. No, R2-D2's dope as hell, and he is in this movie, guys. But BB-8 is my man. Funny, he was kind of charismatic. It was just a great character. The droid killed it. It was awesome. And I want one of those. I'm going to get the little RC one that drives around. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I feel that this movie did really, really well at handing down Star Wars from the fans and their favorites like Han, Leia, Luke, and having them all in this movie to pull it together and hand it off to a new generation, because they're still going to be in this movie, but the new generation's going to have to take on and take these great characters like Finn and Rey that have been introduced and just run with them, guys. But guys, I want to talk about all the spoilers with you, so make sure to subscribe and like this video, but come check out my spoiler review, which I will be posting as well. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. Let me know what you guys thought about The Force Awakens, and in this video, guys, make sure you keep it spoiler-free in the comments. So please, guys, do not be that guy. To be honest, if anyone's going to be that guy on this video, I've seen it, but a lot of people that watch this haven't seen it, and I don't want you to ruin it for them. If you're going to be that guy, I'm going to remove that comment. I'm sorry. So please, no spoilers, guys. Keep it spoiler-free. If you want to spoil some stuff, go into my spoiler review that I will be posting after this and check that one out. And spoil all you want there. Have a good time. Because there's a big spoiler warning right there. Not going to go want to watch it. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I will see you guys next time right here on Nerds Memorized. Peace out. If you liked the video you just saw, make sure you rate it with that big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe so you can check out all the other nerdy videos we have just like this one. Also check out my Patreon account and become a patron if you like for access to exclusive content.